Welcome to the Clearing the Air podcast with D and Q.
I'm D.
And I'm Q. Yo, man, here to clear the air on Black Friday. I'm so tempted to call it a holiday, and when I do, I get utterly disgusted because it's not one, but because it's so close to one that many of us regard as a holiday. I was tempted to say that. So, talk to us, brother. What is Black Friday?
I guess it's probably what isn't it like the biggest shopping day of the year? Basically, it's the day after Thanksgiving. A lot of these businesses, they offer deals, specials on certain products, or whatever it is that they're trying to sell. It's just the day after Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Biggest shopping day of the year. It's like the official start of shopping for Christmas. And so, yeah, that's what I think of when I think of Black Friday. Just that early morning rush, that early morning deals to get a jump on those gifts for Christmas.
So, apparently this dates from the 1960s.
Let's go, Webster. Come on, Webster.
Here you go. It was originally used with reference to congestion created by shoppers. It was later explained as a day when retailers' accounts went from being in the red
to in the black. Right, correct.
So,
correct.
That's where
and in business, since you know what that means, moving from the red to the black.
Right. And apparently they say they believe it started in Philly, where bus drivers and police used Black Friday to describe the heavy traffic that would clog city streets the day after Thanksgiving. And shoppers headed to the store. So that sounded about why, what the deal was. Okay.
Why I got to be black though? I remember, and we know why, because again, it's from the companies. A lot of retailers move from the red to the black, so that's why. Yeah. Why I got to be black though?
So let me ask you this question. Do you still feel like it's relevant in today's age?
Bro, I don't. I really don't, but I was never a big advocate for Black Friday anyway. But I feel like now, in the sense of, having to wait to that Friday, even if it's at midnight that Friday, that Thursday night, Friday morning. I feel like now, you see things for Black Friday offered early, like weeks early. I've been getting emails for Black Friday stuff like for a minute now. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's the specials that are offered on Black Friday. So I think in the traditional sense, I don't know if it's still as relevant as it used to be.
Right. We're gonna talk about that a little later.
Right. And I'm trying to keep it superficial because I know we're gonna dive into it a little further later. Yeah, dive in.
So with that being said and done, maybe you gave your answer, maybe you didn't. Do you participate? If so, how?
Bruh. So I kinda, me personally, no. I try to avoid it. I really don't see, it's kind of a hoax to me, bro. Like, it's not that, I don't know. We was talking about like, businesses like, Best Buy or Walmart, places like that, they might offer like big TVs and stuff, but it ain't like no name brand joints. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. It ain't. I don't really see the hype in it. I really don't see the hype in it. I don't participate. Like I kind of mentioned before when we talked about Thanksgiving. My parents, sometimes they do, and so I have to sacrifice and get up early and drive them to all these stores and make sure they straight. Make sure they're safe, because we definitely gonna talk about that. Yeah. So yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't really participate in that. I will say this: if I'm out of town for Thanksgiving, visiting my family. I'm more inclined to do it then because I'm more intrigued to see like the stores that are not in my city and what they offering, or the rush, the rush that's out there. You know what I mean? So, if I'm in the Atlanta area or if I'm in Cali or Jersey, I'm typically more willing to at least go out and see rather than if I'm home.
Okay.
How about you?
I don't really participate in it, at least not in the sense in which it has been known to be
Right.
from a historical standpoint, going
Right.
out, doing X, Y, and Z. Maybe about 10 years ago, I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
I
to,
think it was when you was younger, right? Like when you was younger, it was kind of
yeah,
cool.
when you're young, because you feel like you're missing out on something.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing about it. When we're young, you feel like you're missing out on things, so you do stuff just because it's not even that you even know why you're doing it.
Yeah. I remember certain times, what I'm saying, we would go out Thursday night. By the time we get in, your family up, get ready to shop. You like, well, I'm up. You know what I'm saying? Let me go out. Right. And then sometimes you be tired, like, nah, y'all go ahead, y'all have that.
Right, right.
But you don't.
So that's the thing. I don't. But we are going to talk about that a little bit more. So, given what you said, you mentioned safety for your parents and stuff like that. What's one of the wildest stories you can recall relating to Black Friday?
Man, well, we see footage every year. So, people losing their mind in these places, trying to get a TV or a gaming system, this and that. Thankfully, I've personally never seen anything too crazy. I've seen the lines, people lined up outside all times of the night waiting for stores to get in. I have seen that, but as far as like, personal safety, I haven't experienced it myself. But I will say though, if I do Black Friday out of town, my family be like, yeah, we're not going to this one. We're going to this one over here. So, they know where to divert me. You know what I'm saying? What
Right.
stores we should go to and what areas we're not touching at all. So,
right.
So yeah, I will say that. Yeah. But I know it's that's my big thing too with it, bro. Like I'm not dealing with all that potentially fighting and arguing. Like I'm not dealing with that. It ain't worth it.
So for me, there's two situations.
Okay.
There was one direct situation, and then there was one indirect situation that was not far from where I lived at the time. So I'm for the sake of not putting their name out there, I'll say it in these terms, and y'all know where I'm talking about. So probably like 10, maybe 15 years ago, those who shop in Wally World. Yeah. So this was, a year that I probably didn't do it. Or maybe went to just see what kind of deals they had, you know what I mean? Like prior to it. And then just kind of like, it's like, I'm good. Apparently at this Walmart, there was a fight that broke out between two women, and it resulted in one of the females throwing bleach on another one. So yeah, it was real bad, bro. It was real bad. That was that. The second time, it was a situation where I was pulling into Columbia Mall, and I think it was an issue of like parking. I was being accused of taking a parking space from somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a female, very vocal, very loud, very, I'm trying to think of a word to use
vulgar.
Without, very vulgar.
Vulgar.
But I wanted something worse than that because, this young lady was younger than me, probably considerably younger than me.
Right.
And man, I mean, I'm telling you, she had a New York accent. When I tell you, shorty went off, man, and was willing to fight and was really kind of buffeting me to fight. I said a couple of words, and then over parking space, bro. Over procrastination. I said a couple words and then I kept it moving because situations can escalate very fast, very quickly. The next thing you know, yeah. So, with that being said and done, is safety a concern for you during Black Friday?
Bruh, yeah, yeah. It's probably I mean, besides the fact that I don't think their deals are all as cracked up to be, I think safety is probably the main reason why. Like, it's just not worth it, bro. It's not worth it.
And technically, you don't have to be in the hood or from the hood to deal with situations.
But it could be anywhere. I've seen them in the suburbs. I've seen
anywhere.
it. Yeah. Anywhere. People going to, some people, not all. I definitely, and actually, it's only probably very few. There are certain people that are just they want this and they gonna do whatever to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Which brings us to another thing. Do you prefer Black Friday or Cyber Monday?
That's tricky for me, bro, because I don't, even though I don't really participate in Black Friday, I definitely prefer in-person shopping over online. Mm-hmm. I know online is the wave. I know a lot of retailers now are heavy on the online. You know what I mean? A lot of retailers are closing their stores and going strictly online.
Right.
I'm still more in store, bro. Just to see something, to feel it, try it on. I mean, if y'all don't know, I'm a huge shopper. Like, I shop all the time, several times a week.
Shout out to his Instagram account. His stories always opening up packages.
That's what we doing. That's what we doing.
No, that's what you doing.
That's what we doing. So yeah. I mean, I always opening up some packages. Yeah. So I do some online stuff, but I prefer in person, man. I think I know a lot of people say it's more have to get in the car, find parking, go on the place, do this and that, especially during the pandemic. I get all that. But I just, I want to see it. I want to feel not everything fit the same. Certain brands fit differently. You know what I'm saying? Something at Saks or Nordstrom may fit different from something at another store. You know what I mean? And just online, bro, you won't until you get it, see how it fit. Then you got to ship it back if you don't like it. And we already know the shipping issues, especially during the pandemic. Like,
right. So let's clear the air. We talked about safety, and I think if safety is a concern, I think it's best to shop online.
Okay, so you prefer? I was about to say, you prefer? Well, go back. You prefer Cyber Monday or Black Friday?
Okay, good question. Neither. But if I had to lean toward one, it would be Cyber Monday.
Right. Let me ask you this. Do you think Cyber Monday is more of a deal? Like, do they have more or better deals than Black Friday?
All right. So I'm glad you went there because I was getting ready to say why I would prefer Cyber Monday.
Right.
I prefer Cyber Monday typically because it supports more of a small business type of deal.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You're going to have your Best Buys and everybody trying to get into it because they know it's Cyber Monday. But I like the idea of supporting the small guy. So I'm all for the Cyber Mondays for those who are set up to support Cyber Monday. Mm-hmm. So let's go back to answering your question, which was not really a thing based on my preference. So when I'm just saying, as we clear the air, I think it's, if safety is a concern, okay, it is best to shop online. If safety is not a concern for you, or if it is, but you lean more towards these concept of shopping, and you just have to go in because of all of the reasons he said, then, hey, I get it. I understand, because I actually feel the same way in terms of, not having to deal with some of the hassle. which leads me to this. So let's talk about some of the advantages of in-person as we clear the air. As D said, you can try stuff on and make sure that it fits. Different places, different venues, or different retailers, their clothes fit differently. So you've got to buy them differently. I actually went through that this weekend. Grabbed something from Macy's. And I was able to, I typically shop at Macy's for my work clothes. Facts. And so I know the brands and how they fit. Now, if I was to go to Marshalls or TJ Maxx or something, it's going to be different because number one, I don't know what brand I'm going to find. Right. It's the best deal and what's available when I get there. Right. So being able to try stuff on to make sure that it fits.
Right. And not just clothes. You know, it can be electronics. It could be phones. You know what I'm saying? Like going and seeing a new phone, how it feel in your hand. Is it big enough? Is it, playing with the features of it? You know what I'm saying? That's so it's not just clothes. It can be, anything.
That's true. And to what he just said, that's one of the reasons why I actually did this for homecoming. You didn't even realize it, but when we went in Best Buy and you went to go pay a bill, I did go I have a 12, but my son, we had just bought him, my oldest son, shout out to Tyler, Mr. Bippington, what's good? Barbara in Baltimore, hit him up. But I wanted to see, because we got him the 13 Pro Max. Right. So I literally took my phone here, and I put it up against the 13 Pro Max. Right. And it's a bigger phone, yes, but really in context, it's just slightly bigger than what I have. Right. So again, it allows you to be able to do that, because doing it online just doesn't do it. Even when you give the dimensions, that's the reason why when you go to Apple, they have all the products out and you're able to see them in comparison. Right. So like you said, you can try stuff on, you can touch, feel it, see if it works for you. It gets rid of the need to waste time should you need to return something. Right. Because it's a hassle to return things. We know that's just the way that it is, period. But you get it, you take it's less of a risk when you went in there. And that's another thing too. That is slightly a little different, because some people don't even allow you to still go into the dressing room. Right. Right. They're starting to a little bit now, but it was a time where you couldn't even do it. That was a wrap. Unfortunately, I was able to try on what I got, like my pants that I got this weekend. I was able to do that, and I was so glad because they fit perfectly. Right. Even though it was the size I normally get, but you still got to check it out. So shout out to Macy's. And then most importantly, we don't like to wait. So you get what you want immediately. Immediately. Sorry about that. So immediately. Get it immediately. Yep. All right. So let's give some advantages as we continue to clear the air on online shopping. There's typically more inventory. Typically, because it's, even if you can't get it at the one store, you can try some other place. Yeah. Okay. Right. I think there's the advantage of maybe getting it cheaper online. I think so. And I say that just because even if you don't get it, there's a lot of apps out here now online that allow you to search and see who's got it cheaper. I forget some of them, but there's a lot of them that do that. And so they allow you to see, oh, you're paying too much for this. You can pay cheaper. And then I will say, I won't say easy returns. I'll say easier returns. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. Yeah, explain that to me. Well, if this is the thing, a lot of times if it is like Amazon does it, they've made it so convenient for you to return something, be it that you don't have to, obviously there's no store you would take it back to. I can walk to an Amazon locker. Right. The little drop put it in there and return it. I could go to Kohl's if I need to, which is a little bit out of the way, but it's better than me actually going, let's say I had to return something to Macy's. I don't have to physically, I go in, but they have a section just for that. So it's typically quicker. I know places like Zappos, which honestly, I'm just saying Zappos, but any of those places where you buy stuff, they typically make it easy where they already have the shipping label inside the thing for you to ship it off and all that stuff. So, and in most places, like I work in a condo, you leave that thing right at the front desk, they make sure it goes out, boom, bam, bip. So easier, but you still got to go through the process of returning it. So I get what you're saying, but it's easier returns. All right. Let's continue to clear the air. One of the things when it comes to, and it's to be taken in consideration in general, is that there are delays in shipping even when you pay more. So, let's just say that and I would encourage everybody, because if the whole idea behind Black Friday is to pay less and to I would encourage, if you can, try to shop earlier in the year. What I found with Black Friday, it's typically a thing where people are doing last minute shopping and they've just started at Black Friday. And Black Friday is kind of that push to get out there because, hey, you're late. And since you're late, this is the cheapest you're going to find it. So you need to get out here. But I would encourage people to shop earlier. Why? Well, David, we talked about it. I'm sorry, Dave, we talked about it. You have that opportunity to avoid waiting so long for things because the pandemic has really jammed up shipping. Okay. Give you a quick example.
It was bad.
Let me give you a quick example. So a lady sold a condo. She said she sent me checks. It was supposed to get to me on September 13th. It got to me last week. Now, these were checks. These were checks, and she sent it priority. She sent it priority mail. So she, again, when I got them, I shredded them. And she just, they ended up paying it at closing. But that's just an example of delayed shipping, and that's checks. That's through, whatever. So just, that's my encouragement, is to shop earlier if you can.
I got some people's Christmas cards in February.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Yeah. This past year. Earlier this year, I got people's Christmas cards in February.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of shipping places now, they've increased their prices, but also they've extended their delivery times. So even if you do like priority, which was maybe 2 to 3 days, now it's like, what, 3 to 5 or something like that. Because I'm sure they was probably getting so many complaints, so to just kind of cover themselves.
Yeah, and it's the best thing to do, given, and if we understand
it. Given the situation.
And plus there's so much of an increase of, again, this is the shift. I've even noticed it as far as, and what I do, you're receiving much more packages because this is just the way people are home, they're ordering. That's just what it is.
Right.
Lastly, as we clear the air, and men, this is for us. This is for us. We did the Thanksgiving podcast. Go check that out when you get a moment. So I encourage men to not be away from their family as much. And this can cause for you to be away from your family more. And I would encourage men to not take your family with you if you decide to go in person to a place.
You're talking about Black Friday?
Black Friday.
Right.
Black Friday. Yeah, Black Friday. If you decide to go in to someplace for Black Friday. So let me give you reasons why as we clear the air and close out. If you go in store, well, you got to realize that they've moved. It used to be Black Friday, but you might as well call it Black Thursday.
Yeah, Black Week.
Black Week, because at this point, they've moved it up to being Thanksgiving. So literally after you got finished eating your last plate, 6 or 7 o'clock.
6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, yep.
Here it is. You might as well be posted up. So are there deals that are that much more important than you really spending time with your family? My idea would be that you have off at least Thursday, if not Thursday, Friday, going into the weekend. So, men, do we really want to take time, away from our families when it's sometimes hard if we're out here grinding for our families and you take time away from them to get them a gift? I'll be honest with you, the biggest gift you can give your family, men, is you and your time. Okay.
But I got a rebuttal to that. What if your family wants to go to Black Friday?
Well, that too. That's an option too. But again, we are men. Right. We are the leaders of our home. Right. And you know, I don't know what each dynamic is between husband and wife or significant other or parents or, you know, whomever else. But, you know, it's the problem is, and this is the reason for this podcast, we don't have these conversations oftentimes. We don't find the effective ways to have these conversations. My wife and I, we have conversations all the time. This weekend we had a conversation that I guess it got heated initially, but when you can, as a man, we're responsible for communicating and letting our family know, hey, I'm responsible for you. And if there are situations in which you could be caused harm, we talked about safety today. You know, what other ways can we go about getting what we need? Well, again, go ahead.
So if your wife on Thanksgiving, she said, baby, I want to go to whatever. They open up at 4 a.m. And your daughter said, yeah, I want to go too. And your other daughter said, yeah, I want to go too. What you doing?
What the homeboy do?
But what if wifey want to go and what she say? Well, I'm gonna go. You can stay here.
Well, this is what you realize.
You getting up. You getting
this
up.
This is good. No. This is good conversation. This is really good conversation. Hopefully, this would have been a conversation prior to you day of saying, let's do it. So that's first things first. Right. That's first things first. Hopefully, this was, you know what I mean? And again, since you asked me, I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm not taking time to go fight with anybody in store for nothing. Long story short, by 4 a.m., you've missed it. Now, let me go back, probably about 6 to 8 years ago. I remember going to Arundel Mills, your spot.
Right.
And I would do that later, like maybe 2 a.m. or something like that. You know what I mean? I think this was before they introduced it being Thursday night, Thanksgiving night. Now, the crazy thing about it was at that point, it really was a waste of time. It was more or less as family kind of shopping together, whatever's the case. But I don't encourage in the heat of things, you know, to go do it. That's number one. Number two, even at 2 to 4 a.m., listen, man, I need my sleep. And I don't need to be out fighting nobody, even if it's less calm. The whole point of it is to get the deals. You're not getting no deals at 2 to 4 in the morning. You're getting the scraps of what nobody wanted, and you probably don't want it. You're just being nosy at this point to see. Wow. So I'm wasting my time and energy and losing sleep to be nosy. Nah, dog, I got better things to do with my time. So,
but I will also say this: you kind of have an advantage because you have 3 grown sons that can protect. You know, if wifey said, "Look, I want to go," and you say, "I don't want to go," you got three growing men that could, you know, be able to go and make sure that wifey and your daughters are safe.
I say the same thing.
Them safe as well. You know what I'm saying? Because that can affect us. We can get to fighting. We can get, you know what I mean? So it's not like just us.
So you just thank you for making my point. I wouldn't put them in a position to go out there because number one, I don't know, my oldest son. So okay, my oldest son, who knows what he might be caught up with doing.
Right.
Okay, so and so he's living his own life. I would not say go here because your mom wants to do X, Y, and Z. Right. If it's gonna be anything, I'm saying to him is tell your mom she needs to stay home with me and her kids, and that's what it is. The 18-year-old, well, I mean, no. Like for example, my 18-year-old is home now, you know, for the break. So he's not interested in doing it. Number one. Number two, I'm not gonna have him out there. Right. You know. And the 16-year-old, his butt's staying right in the house with me.
Right.
But it's just, again, I know my situation is not everybody's situation. So you ask a legitimate question because there will be times where people will have that situation where your wife or your significant other wants to go out. Again, what do you do? As a man, I would encourage you to protect your family. And I would encourage you to spend time with your family in the comfort of your home, because once you get outside of the comfort of your home, literally anything is bound to happen and that you do not have control over. It's to the point that where we say we might not even have control over what can happen in our own home. But you fully take that control away when you're outside of your home.
I think the biggest point you made is that, you know, you probably you and your wife and your family, y'all will have that conversation beforehand. Like your wife is not gonna come up Thursday and be like, hey, babe, I want to go to Wally World at 4 or 5 in the morning. Because you probably be like, where is this coming from? We don't even do Black Friday, or you know what I'm saying?
But we would talk though, even if she was to say that, even if she was, I would say, well, like you say, where's that coming from? And what are you looking to get?
Right.
And I would probably hop online
right.
to see whatever it was that she's looking for, if we could do it. Like, honestly, we're big time Amazon people.
Right.
And so I would look on there like, you know, yeah, look, man, listen, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So again, what we were talking about was encouraging people men to not be away from their families as much during this time, during this Thanksgiving season. And, you know, in store, we say, you know, it's been moved up. It's been moved up to Thursday night. And I'm not sure if that's different because of COVID. But let's assume that it's not.
Because we might be talking about all this and COVID be done shut all that down. But I've seen some people are going to be open.
Yeah. So let's just assume that it's the same.
Right.
You know, because if not, then it is going to default to online.
Right.
But we also realize is that we're in a pandemic now. 5 years from now, it's not going to be relevant of saying COVID. We're going to be back to the same ways in which we've grown up being used to. Online, I say still, that is still a place where you could spend too much time. Because guess what? We can now shop from our phones. So, you know, you may be spending more time, and this is a dangerous thing. To be a father, to be a husband, and to be present, but to not be present because you're not plugged into the family setting, which is a big deal. So again, as we clear the air, we're not here to tell you what to do.
Right.
We're here to maybe give some tips on some ways to avoid things that could happen, and ways for you to best protect you and your family.
Right.
If so you all about shopping online, go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
Right. If you all about Black Friday, man, you know, do you just do it safely? You know what I mean? And that's all we're saying. Just do it safely. Like I know some people that it's a big thing for them every year, and they do it every year, and that's fine. And like I said, I've done it plenty of times. It just kind of depends on how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I would prefer not to, but you know, I know people that still like to do it, like to experience it, like to, you know, get an early jump on the shopping. So
for sure. You know, well, listen, we've cleared the air, but we love to hear from you guys. Do you participate in Black Friday?
Right. Is it still relevant? Is it even still important? Do you even think about Black Friday?
Yeah. Or do you like Cyber Monday? Or are you not, like you say, worried about Black Friday because you've been doing your shopping all year round and you plan to continue to do so online, or you'll get your stuff in spurts between now and Christmas?
Or are you that last minute person that's going to be up there Christmas Eve trying to tear the mall up or tear everything up? Or it's December 20th and you try to get that express shipping so to be there by the 23rd or the 24th.
And unfortunately, there's not a podcast that can help you if that's what you choose to do. Listen, y'all, we love y'all, man. Again, happy holidays to you. Be safe if you're out there on Black Friday. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.